Guess who that is? So, Charlie's aunt bought him an elf on the shelf to watch him, to threaten him, basically, into being good, or else Elf on the Shelf would tell Santa and he wouldn't get Christmas. Charlie not only ripped the face off of Elf on a Shelf, but he beheaded him, and his lifeless body is laying in my kitchen after he left him under the wheel of my car. Okay, that is actually probably much more like the green point that they intended, because yellow chartreuse is much sweeter and less 110 proof than green chartreuse. Look how cute that is. My state only sells straight Benedictine in the pint. Now you can use me and B, it's fine, if you don't have straight Benedictine. But that's a cute little bottle that they've got there. Okay. Wait. Sorry, I had to start over. Picture 2. Primeval. A terrifying force that cannot be resisted is here. Primeval, a supernatural thriller. With William Beckwith. Beckwith? This is really hard to read. This is another dark print. Christine Moore. Mavis Harris. Max Jacobs. Tim Gale. Gary Warner. And Amy Rentano. Primeval. Alrighty. 1988, Crown International Pictures, directed by Roberta Findlay, director of The Lurkers. Or Lurkers? I don't remember if there was a "the" on the front there. Okay, as the opening credits roll, we learn of a satanic cult operating in the Middle Ages inside the walls of the church. And I think you know what church I'm talking about in the Middle Ages. To our disbelief, or maybe not, because it's 1988 and we're like up to our necks in the satanic panic. To our disbelief, the cult has managed to thrive into modern times, which is where we find Alex. Alex comes from a long line of weirdos. Her own father tried to pimp her out when she was 6, but she was saved by her grandfather. She grew up, moved to the city, where she lives with her mother and works in a women's shelter. You know, fairly normal life for a kid that was, her dad tried to pimp her out when she was 6. Well, it turns out that Grandpa wasn't such a great guy after all. He saved her, but he saved her for something. Yeah, see, on December 21st, he plans with the cult. Yeah, guess what? Granddaddy's a member of the cult, and they're going to sacrifice Alex on December 21st, the winter solstice. He plans to sacrifice her and seize control of the cult. His girlfriend slash wife slash whatever, Allison, gives the church handyman a list of people to clean up. And Alex's friends start disappearing or winding up dead. Among those dead, a priest and a nun. That doesn't make any sense. While the deaths are happening, keep in mind I wrote this years ago. In the midst of these deaths is what I meant to say. A priest and a nun come forward with information about the cult and Alex's dark childhood. The bishop of said church reluctantly agrees to send the nun undercover. Oh, sorry. Now you know that if there was a movie called Undercover Nun, and there might be, I'm gonna look, I would be bringing that shit to you, my fans. Undercover Nun. I'll do a special show if I watch a movie called Undercover Nun. Anyway, he sends the nun undercover to infiltrate the cult and stop the sacrifice. Yeah. Meanwhile, Alex's fiance, he's putting the pieces together. He's starting to see some connections here. I like those people on the internet with the QAnon. Yeah. But he might be onto something here, because this is a movie. He calls the detective assigned to the whole mess and tells him to meet him somewhere. Now, I don't remember where he asked the detective to meet him. But if you're onto something, don't ask the detective to meet you on the roof of the church. Okay? The best way not to get thrown from the roof of the church is to not ask the detective to meet you on the roof of the church. Finally, the detective shows up, but guess what? Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. It's too late. Fiancé has been chucked, thrown, tossed, yeeted, as the kids say, from the top of the church. But wait! It's December 21st! Son of a bitch! It's the winter solstice! Is it too late? Can our undercover nun do the job? Or has she herself become a bride of Satan? This is kind of what I was hoping for when I became a Satanist. Nuns becoming brides of Satan. Orgies in the woods. I heard about this, but, it never really happened. And until recently, we just sat in our room and burned some incense. Now we have a book club. Okay, I'm off the topic here. Well, not really. It's just real Satanism versus movie Satanism. Or media Satanism. All the same. This movie tries really hard to be the ultimate occult thriller. But it's not. It's very reminiscent of The Pyx, which I'll get to. It's in this bucket here. The Pyx. Pyx. Great movie, by the way. Which is a little better, I wrote here. I won't spoil it for you. Still, it's a pretty good flick about quasi-satanic cults, murder, and lust for power, Grandpa. Now we can... right over there. Three. And I remind you again, that has nothing to do with white power. I'm a clown. I don't give a shit about white power. Fuck those guys. If you're a neo-Nazi, you better unsubscribe from my channel right now, motherfucker. It just... I saw a commercial where somebody was... Oh, it was John Elway, pro football player, having trouble with his hands. Well, I don't know if I have that, but that's hard for me to do. Okay? So 3. And this means okay. Fuck you and your white power. Let's see what we got for next weekend. Wow, look at this cluster that Monkey grabbed here. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to read them. I'm going to take this one that's folded right here. Let go, Monkey. Let go. Where's the camera? Uh-oh. It's like we're headed back to Florida next week. Remember when I used to review movies from my trailer in Gibtown? With the wood paneling? Yeah, the wood paneling's gone. I sold my trailer. It's not like I'm going to move back to Utah and keep a double wide. Wait, I only had a single wide. And keep my freaking trailer in Gibtown. What am I going to do? Turn it into a... Hold on. What am I going to do? Turn it into an Airbnb? Seriously. Am I even saying that right? I don't know. We're headed to the swamp. And we had swamps in Florida. Curse of the Swamp Creature. And Swamp the Lost Monster. A swamp double feature. I got a DVD somewhere that has like 4 or 5 swamp movies. Swamp Country, Swamp Women. Maybe I already covered that. But it's another swamp double feature next week on the Late Night Picture Show. Curse of the Swamp Creature, and Swamp of the Lost Monster. Now, I'm going to do it even though you're sick and tired of it. What's going on with mine? You're sick and tired of it, right? I've wasted your life with the thumbs up and the thumbs down and comments, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe. I'm only 2 away. And I will see you next week for our Swamp double feature here on the Late Night Picture Show. Good night, kids.